Welcome inside the Gordie Howe Kinsman Arena for today's Junior A Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League matchup between the Saskatchewan SWAT and the St. Albert Miners. My name's John Fraser. I'll be handling your play-by-play duties alongside local lacrosse guru and jack of all trades, the one and only Casey Guerin, who will be on the color commentary today. Casey, before this big contest here, can you give me a quick overview of what we can expect out of the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League this year?
Well, the cream of the crop for the last few years have been the Calgary teams, the Okotoks Raiders and the Calgary Mountaineers, who've been competing not only in the Alberta section, but of course at the Minto Cup, and really stepped up their game the last couple of years. The SWAT, now in their third year of Junior A, have really come a long way in the last couple of years. So I expect them to hopefully compete with those Calgary teams this year, and hopefully we see some strides out of these Edmonton teams too, because they've been definitely behind the rest of the teams.
Now, Casey, for the SWAT, you were coaching them last year. What can we expect out of them? What style of lacrosse can we expect to see out of this team?
Well, they're young and athletic. Like to run the ball, and you know, they're still really developing as far as stick skills at that point, but they're young, athletic. They like to be physical, but they're going to want to run the ball.
Last night these two teams played, and it was a 14-4 win for the SWAT over the Miners. What do you expect out of today? You know, is there a chance that maybe a little complacency could sneak into the SWAT lineup?
Well, sometimes it can happen because the SWAT always play weekend sets. So you play the same team twice in a weekend. It can happen, but they really want to come out hard. That's always the message on Sundays. Come out with the same intensity as you did Saturday night.
We'll take a quick break and be back with the opening period of this game. It's SWAT and Miners next on Shaw TV. And welcome inside the Gordie Howe Kinsman Arena as we're set for the opening face-off here between the Saskatchewan SWAT and the St. Albert Miners. It's going to be McDougall squaring up with the SWAT player. Casey, some final thoughts here before we get into this one. A big 14-4 win, as we mentioned in the pregame show. Coming into this Sunday afternoon game, do you expect a better bounce back for the Miners? Well,
you always hope to if you're the Miners. I mean, especially coming back and playing the same team the next day. They're certainly going to be fired up here to make a better impression. And for the SWAT in that dressing room, the message is always bring the same intensity as they did the night before, because they're not going to make it easy.
You mentioned to me right before we came on live here on Shaw TV that there's good energy in the building today. Always great energy here at Gordie Howe Kinsman Arena as we are underway. Wyatt Hawks, he's going to square up with Connor McDougall. Hawks is going to win it nice and clean and retreat back to his own territory. Goes back to the far side, and we are underway. For fans new to the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League, unlike the pro game, you're going to see 3 20-minute periods, a little bit similar to hockey in that way. SWAT offense over to the far side, bouncing back to the near side. That's where Liam Dybel, he has it now, trying to cut across into the middle. First shot there, and into the crease is the call. And Logan Brubaker is going to pick it up on the near side for St. Albert. Bring it up now is going to be Bryce Sherman. Both teams now just getting themselves set up here, and it's going to be the Miners offense going to work for the first time today. Back to the near side, Kyle Zwinka. Target into the middle there. Miners working it around. Back up top is Carter McForreston. McForreston to back over to Marcus Needham. That shot is going to end up in the stick of a SWAT player, and going for a run is going to be Mark Forster. Forster, quick pass there, couldn't quite connect with Bryce Duick. Duick's going to dump it back up top. And that's where the SWAT offense will set things up over the far side with 19 minutes left to go here in the opening period. Near side. Foster, there's a shot. That one was the first save for the goaltender for the St. Albert Miners, that being Seth Belrose. Also got the start last night. Jacob Mamtram going to pick it up deep near his own territory. Come up over center as he gets it there to Harrison Tucker. Tucker over the far side. Connects there with Needham. Needham going in deep, McDougall, and there's going to be the first save for Lane Harushka, goaltender today for the Saskatchewan SWAT.
It was a bit of a breakdown there by the SWAT defense. He ended up right on top of the crease there with nobody even close to him.
Still scoreless here as jogging in is going to be Quinn Ingalls. Ingalls had a big game last night. He's going to make a couple of moves. Comes in, shot, and there's the first save there. Second save by Seth Belrose, and the first good chance for the SWAT. Loose ball on the floor. Good pickup there by Liam Dybel. Dybel now gets the reset. And the SWAT offense working around. Back to the near side, cutting back into the middle. Sidearm shot there. That's Zach Gould. Also had himself a big game last night. Goes back up top, and that's where Quinn Ingalls is going to set it up. Ingalls, he goes backdoor. Looking to set something up. Lots of movement here as he's going to be pressured there by the St. Albert captain, Logan Brubaker. Brubaker now one-on-one as that pass goes across. A little spin move there. Arliss McCloy goes back to the far side. Setting things up here. And there's a good defensive play by the Miners captain, Brubaker. And he's going to go for a run. He's going to make a little bit of a move and finds his man in the middle. And the Miners going to open up the scoring. Kyle Winka. Bit of a broken play leads to the opening goal there.
That was just, the SWAT did not get off the floor in time there. The Miners weren't even bringing it up in fast transition. He was looking for a dish the whole time, and they just got right in behind him there. The lefty offensive guys for the SWAT need to get off the floor faster.
It's going to be just Winka with the assist. Forrested trying to get the boys fired up here as the SWAT are down 1-0 early in this one.
Yeah, and you know what? It was a nice finish too. That's what you want to do. Come in a little bit on the side, fake, and go around the goalie. Good finish.
Picking it up now is Colin Bergloff. The SWAT 2 for 2 on the face-offs, but trailing 1-0 here. Back down to the near side, popping it back up top. SWAT offense goes to work. They run a lot through Quinn Ingles, and he's going to push his man down with authority. Tyler Marilees hits the turf, and there's a save. Seth Belrose. And the first on the loose ball again are the St. Albert Miners. 3 minutes into the opening period. Taking it up, past half now. SWAT doing a better job getting their offense on, or pardon me, their defense on that time there, Casey. Back into the far corner, Bryce Dueck, he picks up the loose ball. He's going to go for a run. Dueck now waiting for his offensive mates to come on, and he's going to dish there to Brandon Griffiths. Griffiths up into St. Albert territory. Back down to the near side. Driving into the middle. That's going to be Diver. Quick shot and a goal. Goes short side on the goaltender, Belrose, and after a couple big stops, they crack the wall that is Seth Belrose, and I don't think he's going to be too thrilled with giving up that one, Casey.
No, but you know, that was the first set. That was the first offensive set for the SWAT that they actually had off-ball movement. You can see a double pick there on the strong side coming around, and that's what you need. So far, before that, it's just been the righties carrying the ball and looking. Everybody else is kind of ball watching. That's what you want. You got to keep the offense in motion.
20-year-old Liam Dibo with the goal. Zach Gould and Brandon Griffiths with the assist, and yet another face-off win, and picking it up is Wyatt Hawks. Hawks, he's going to go back down to Kalen Curry. Curry, short little pass there. Back to work comes the SWAT. Back down low to the far side is where they're going to work this, and again, some good off-ball movement. Back to the near side is Liam Diver. Diver, he's going to go back far side. There's a shot, and it's going to roll dangerously. Almost looked like it went behind the goaltender, but instead squirts out and behind the net.
So that's why I will never be a fan of goalies using plastic sticks. It's easy, you hit that hard enough on the right place and it'll spin it.
That's exactly what happened. Looked like a cue ball there in some sort of 9-ball tournament, Casey. Coming back into the near side, Marcus Needham. Back up top there is going to be Carter McCorson. Good pressure there by Mark Forster. Back up top. Miners offense get themselves going. Trying to find an open lane, long shot there, and again, nearly squeaks through here. Arushka came up with that save, but it rolled through the crease. Dangerous looking play, Casey.
Well, you got a little bit lucky on that one. Looks like he was fighting that shot the whole way.
Arliss McLeod takes it now, SWAT offense. This game tied 1-1. 5 minutes gone in the opening period. Back to the near side. Good movement there, but even better pressure. Good pressure there. That's Kai Bailey forcing that shot from distance, and a save there by Seth Belrose. Belrose dumps it to the near side, and the Miners will get off in transition. Tucker right by the restraining line by the big green dot here at Gordie Howe Kinsman Arena. Coming in now, person Terrio. Terrio now will jog it in. 13 left on the shot clock here. Miners trying to drive in, get some good ball movement. Set it up back to the near side. Near side, that's where Logan Blythe takes a shot. That's going to bounce off. The SWAT are going to pick it up there. Bryce Dueck, after the shot clock violation. Good shot block there, forcing everything outside. Kalen Curry. Curry dishes up, and coming up half now are the Swingers. 14:31 left to go here. Tied 1-1 here at Gordie Howe Kinsman Arena. Liam Dybel, he's got the SWAT goal. He bounces it back outside, trying to find a lane into the middle. Good defensive play there on the far side. That ball's going to bounce all the way into SWAT territory with only a couple seconds left in the shot clock. They're just going to dump it down there on a broken play. Casey, so far so good for the St. Albert defense, I would say.
Well, it has been. Yeah, we talked about them having to come out strong, and they'll be a little mad after last night. Nobody wants to lose by 10 goals. They've been playing pretty good D so far. But again, it's when the SWAT aren't moving off ball, when they come out and they don't look like their offense has conviction and knowing what they want to do. That's how you make it easy on the opposing defense.
SWAT now trying to get that conviction here. Brandon Griffiths is going to start it up. Griffiths jogs it into St. Albert territory. Zach Gould. Gould far side. There's a low shot. That's Quinn Ingles. He of a hat trick last night. He stopped again. Seth Belrose, the busier of the two tenders tonight, having himself a good start to this one, only giving up the one goal. Tucker now. Back to the near side. There, that's Marcus Needham. Working it now far side. Tyler Mariles. There's a shot from in tight. Tucker. Good shot there and a better save. Lane Harushka coming up with that stop. The 16-year-old goaltender, Casey. It's rare you see 16-year-olds playing in any positions in this league.
Well, especially goaltenders. They always seem to take longer to develop, but he should be around this team for a long time, years to come.
Back up top, Dybel. Dybel makes a nice move. Spinning, trying to get away from the defender. Dybel again makes the swim move, but he's pushed back outside. Great job by the St. Albert defense. There's a hard shot. It's going to go up into the chest protector of Seth Belrose. Controls that one as we pass the 8-minute mark of the opening quarter. Dumping it back out, Carson Theriault. Theriault into SWAT territory now. Slows it down, waits for the rest of the change. Tucker with the last great chance here for St. Albert. Goes back down low to the near side. Palzwinka, he's going to go short side upstairs. 2-1 Miners. And the perfect start here after a 14-4 whooping last night. St. Albert coming out looking strong today, Casey.
Recurring theme for me so far is SWAT defense. Their on-ball defense, their one-on-one defense is really good. They're not getting beat one-on-one. The guys on the other side, the off-ball side, they're ball watching. And they're letting guys get in behind them. And it's been happening offensive set after set here. And if they keep doing it, they're going to keep getting burned. And that's going to have to be something they correct here for next week.
Second goal, Palzwinka. He's got them both. Harrison Tucker with the assist on that one. And it's a 2-1 lead for the visiting Miner team. Casey, if you're the coach, normally you're an offensive guy. What are you telling the defense right now? If they're not getting beat one-on-one, but still having some breakdown.
Communication. Because if you're the off-ball side defense, you can't be looking at the ball all the time. You got to know where your man is. So you need your defensive partners to start helping you, and everybody's got to be communicating with each other.
Good play there. Great defensive play. Jacob Mamcher coming up, breaking up that one as the SWAT player was left unmarked in front. Now Mamcher is going to start it off. That pass, that was going to be intercepted. Good hustle play by Quinn Ingles. Going to turn around, SWAT get the offense back onto the floor. They trail 2-1. Ingles now back far side, about the half boards. Kalen Curry. Curry's going to come up top. He goes down low to his man. Curry now looking for the short little pass. Instead, it's over to the far side. Ingles looking behind the back. A good attempt there by the SWAT player in tight. I believe that was Ingles. Behind the back, I don't think the goaltender, Belrose, was expecting that, but he bounces it into the beer gardens here at Gordie Howe Kinsman Arena.
That's about the only angle he had there was to get that stick behind his shoulder there and get a better angle for his shot there.
Palzwinka gets things started. Carter McCorrison back up top. Long shot. That one a good right arm save there by the goaltender, Harushka. And the SWAT now with a moment to slow things down. Harushka been kind of battling a little bit here early on, Casey, but that was a really good solid stop and some good rebound control.
Well, it was. Most goalies, if you keep the shots from outside and let them see it, they'll be fine. The problem they have is when they're letting guys in behind them here so far.
There's a shot and a save there as Liam Dybel is turned aside. Another good save by Seth Belrose. As you mentioned, Casey, using that plastic stick, a rarity amongst goaltenders in the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League. Bryce Sherman, he comes in. He's looking for his man down into the middle. That was Logan Blythe. Picking it up now are the SWAT. Brandon Griffiths, he'll take it up over half. Griffiths now stops, passes back to the far side. SWAT trying to get something going here. They're trailing 2-1. Back to the near side. That's Zach Gould. Gould goes to his man. Little pass in front, and again, man was open for a second. Casey, shaking your head a little bit there. What's the thoughts on that broken offensive play?
Well, the thought is you don't want to clog up the middle of the floor. If you cut through the middle and the pass doesn't come through, get yourself around the net, and the guy behind you is going to be cutting through the middle. And now all of a sudden you've opened up space for the guy behind you. You can't clog up the middle.
Harrison Tucker with it now as he's pushed back outside of SWAT territory. A little bit more aggressiveness on the defense, but Levi Tuphissum blows a tire, but forces the loose ball back in the corner to the SWAT. Picking it up now, Mark Forrester. He's going to go back up top. Quinn Ingles is going to start this offensive setup. Under 10 minutes left to go. Ingles now drives in, drops the shoulder into his man. That's Bailey Moores. Back down low, up top. Moores now following his man the whole time. Finally loses a behind the back pass, and then Moores is going to come up with the interception. Good play there by the goaltender. Belrose comes out, swats that one to the ground, and it goes out of play. Going to say off of a St. Albert minor. So the SWAT offense takes over with a fresh 30. Moving it around now. Looks like there's two balls on the floor, causing some momentary confusion. The back up top now is Dybel. Dybel's got the one ball in play, takes a low shot. That one's just going to miss on the short side and bounce all the way down to the SWAT goaltender. 10 left on the shot clock. Enough time to push it a little bit. 9 minutes left to go here in the period. Long shot from distance, easily handled by Belrose. He'll take it into the corner. Fire official loses it and then hands the lumber to the SWAT player Dybel, who gets nailed by just about every St. Albert minor out there, but he's tough. He's going to get right back to his feet.
Well, I was thinking the first one by the goalie looked like it was a headshot. Looked to me like he took it right in the face.
I couldn't agree more with you there, Casey. So this game, the intensity level starting to pick up here a little bit. Good battle going on the far side, but it's going to be the Miners coming out with it. Meanwhile, near side, we're starting to get a look at it as the pushing and shoving has begun. Bailey Moore's getting in there. He's mixed up with Zach Gould. Two of them exchanging words that are probably not fit for television or webcast. And referee Marcus Fisher's going to break it up, come back, and it looks like both teams are going to have a man in the box here.
Well, you called that after that altercation in the corner there. You could tell things might start to get a little Western in here, John.
That's what we always want to see. We want to see a little Western lacrosse. Don't forget, fans, if you're missing your lacrosse fix, you're checking us out on the web or perhaps later on Shaw TV, always come down. Gordie Howe Kinsman Arena. It's a great time, Casey. Got a chance to win cash and a hot tub during some in-game promotions.
Absolutely, and you and I have talked about it before, how it's the best concession in sports. Oh. We've come to agree on that.
Oh, that is, we agree on a lot, but there's no contest. I was even talking to shot clock operator Tanner Fetch. He was also agreeing. He had a big plate. It looked like Caesar salad and lasagna. I was jealous. It is the best concession, not only in lacrosse, but I say sports. I've been to a lot of barns, Casey. So we're going to see a little 4-on-4 here as two players gone to the bin of sin. So it's St. Albert walking it around the outside. Both teams a man down. A little bit more room to work. Far side, Harrison Tucker. Tucker, he's got an assist tonight. Bounce shot there. Arushka coming up with the shoulder save. That bounces into the corner. Preston Watkey's going to pick it up. Watkey's going to go for a run. Waits for the offense to set up. Good pressure here by St. Albert. Not really letting Saskatchewan exit the zone with any kind of ease. Far side now, Quinn Ingles, the man who kind of got all the rough stuff started after taking a shot in the face from the goaltender. He's back on the far side. He's got it now. He's going to go one-on-one with his defender. That's Needham. Back up top. Little spin move. Backing it in. Little submarine behind the back shot from about the three-quarter angle by the SWAT player on that far side. Shot clock expires, though, as it doesn't touch the goaltender. So minute 4 left. The penalties to both players. Carter McCorson's going to pick it up, take it up over half here for the St. Albert Miners. 2-1 they lead. Back to the far side. No look pass. It's going to connect there with Kyle Zwinka. Zwinka, he's got the 2 goals for St. Albert. Working it behind the net there. Connor McDougall, he's going to come in. There's a arm save on the right-hand side by the goaltender. Bounce pass now. Here comes the SWAT in transition. They're going to push the pace a little bit there. That's Wyatt Hawks. Hawks, the SWAT's face-off man. He's going to dump it back up top. 7-11 left to go. Opening period. 30 seconds left. And the 2 penalties. Long pass up top. Arliss McCoy. McLeod goes back across. A little bit of pressure here. All alone in front, McCloy. He's going to find himself open, and he's not going to miss from there. Tie game here in Saskatoon.
Yeah, I was just thinking to myself, the Miners are playing really good defense there, man on man, and all of a sudden sneaks in right in behind him, and he gets the ball right on top of the crease. And again, without any kind of defense at that point, it's tough to stop.
Well, especially with that shot, I can tell you as a goaltender, it's so hard when the guy looks like he might go to your short side, goes back to the far side. The goaltender, Belrose, slid over just a little bit. And again, you can hear the energy level getting nice and loud here at Gordie Howe Kinsman Arena. Hawks is going to win another one. He's going to win it straight forward. Here comes the SWAT offense, already in St. Albert territory. 6 minutes left to go. Bergloff's going to pick it off. He's going to retreat. Pick it up, Liam Dybel. Dybel back down low, Bergloff. Bergloff now, he's going to stop. Both men come out of the box. Down onto the floor there was Dybel, looking like he could get creative. There's a late hit there as bodies are flying everywhere. Logan Simon will come up with a loose ball.
I don't even know how Dybel caught that ball, to be honest with you.
He'll tell you it was planned.
No, sure.
Back to the far side, Carson Theriault. Theriault now is going to start things for the St. Albert offense. Tie game now 2-2. Intensity starting to pick up. Back down far side, Marcus Needham. Needham's low shot. That's going to bounce near the feet of the goaltender. That's Harushka and bounce wide. Misses the goal. We're going to have a shot clock violation here. And Bryce Duick's going to pick it up far side corner. Duick, his long pass. That one's going to be caught and dished up there. Arliss McLoy, he's got the last goal for the Saskatchewan SWAT, the one that made it 2-2. Under 6 minutes left to go. Up top, that pass can't connect, and it's a foot race. Coming in now, Brubaker. Brubaker's gonna just take it to the board, not touch it. Good play there to burn some time off the SWAT's shot clock. Really veteran play there, Casey.
Well, it was. I mean, at that point, if you're St. Albert, you just want to chew up that shot clock.
So now St. Albert, after the shot clock violation, going to take it down the floor. First touch there, Tyler Merrilies. Tucker, he's got an assist so far this afternoon. Got Theriault with him. Needham now to the far side, and he's going to pick up with the 2 goals scored, Kyle Zwinka. Zwinka back up top. Good ball movement here again by St. Albert. The Miners now in a 2-2 tie. Long pass on the other side of the crease. There's a shot that's going to be partially blocked and will roll down to the goaltender. Lane Harushka got that one in the pantaloons and now pops it back out. Far side down, Quinn Ingles. Ingles, he's going to go one-on-one with the defender there. Moores spins back off. Lots of traffic there in front. Shot just misses, looking for the far side corner on Seth Belrose. He comes up with it, and the long dish pass. St. Albert starting to push the pace in transition a little bit here too. Carter McCorriston. McCorriston now, he's going to be pressured there by Levi Tapissim. There's a shot that's going to go off of a foot of the SWAT defender and up high. So it'll be St. Albert.
Nice outlet pass there by the goaltender. And then again, these St. Albert Miners offensive players are finding the open guy at the top of the floor. They're finding guys, the SWAT off-ball defense is not nearly what it should be.
4 minutes left to go, 2-2. There's a reset after a big collision and a big shot block. St. Albert now walking around with it. You can hear the sticks colliding as trying to drive towards the goals of St. Albert players. Instead, it's bounced back outside. Marcus Needham. Needham, he's going to go back down low. Going to connect there with his man, but that one's going to go off of the back of Parker Mikulishin and up and out of play. Mikulishin's going to pick it up. Bryce Duick now with it. Duick goes back to Zach Gould. Gould with a hat trick last night. Far side, Quinn Ingles. Ingles, he's going to drive on his defender. Backs it back up. He's getting a little bit of pressure there. Ingles back to the near side for Gould. Gould's got some time in space, and he's going to put it into the logo of the goaltender. Seth Belrose comes up with the save.
Well, and that's what we talked about a little bit earlier. Dybel was the first one to cut through, and he didn't stop in the middle. He got himself all the way through, and that opened up the time and space for Gould to make his play.
Marcus Needham right at half as the St. Albert Miners in a 2-2 tie go back to work in the dying moments of the opening period. Back up top, Carter McCorriston looking for his man in the middle. Lots of collisions there. Into the near side corner is going to be Logan Blythe. Blythe, though, loses it to the SWAT player, Braylon Fournette. Fournette with one head shake. He's going to go for a jog. Fournette waits for the rest of the offense, rolls that one down to Brandon Griffiths. Griffiths now working his way into St. Albert territory. Griffiths, first touch, passes it around. Looking for that far side and just a errant pass there. Up and over, that one intended for Arliss McCloy, but couldn't connect. And St. Albert now on the counterattack. Troy Needham gets it to Carter McCorriston. McCorriston now over to the far side. That's Bryce Sherman. And that one's going to go off of the goaltender, roll into the crease. And there's the long stretch pass looking for the man way out there. That's where he is going to connect there with Mikulishin. Mikulishin, though, turns it around.
Yeah, you know, I was going to say, I'm impressed with actually the outlet passing by both these goaltenders. Dropping it in the bucket, able to hit guys on the run.
SWAT offense now after Mikulishin dishes it to his teammates. Up top there, there's a big shot that's going to be turned aside. Belrose once again with a big stop. Belrose now. A little bit of pressure, nobody open. He's going to have to take a moment here before dishing back to the near side for Harrison Tucker. Tucker's going to go for a run. Tucker now avoids the pressure. Back up top, far side, Carson Theriault. Theriault winds, fires that one right into the chest of Harushka. Harushka comes up the stop, and we're going to have a penalty here for a hold. Holding of the stick. Casey, I didn't happen to catch that one. Did you get a view on it?
No, I didn't. I think it might have been a little bit behind the play there.
So a little hold of the stick, you can't do that. So for the first time this afternoon, going to the power play will be the St. Albert Miners. Spending 2 minutes will be Wyatt Hawks. Pardon me, that's going to be Jared Steyer in the sin bin. Back up top, here's the St. Albert power play. They're going to walk it around, wait for an opening here. SWAT set up in the box formation. Back near side, and I think that Harushka went over, got a piece of that. That's a great save, Casey.
Oh, it is. You know, especially on the power play, you're going to get a lot of that cross crease, quick stick kind of stuff. So goalies, a lot of times you actually can't come out and challenge the angle as much as you'd like to from outside because you have to be able to get side by side.
Tucker now with it. He's going to pick that loose ball up. Harrison Tucker. It was a real good run there by the SWAT player to try to burn some time. But instead, it's going to be St. Albert coming up with it again. Marcus Needham goes back up top. That's where he's going to connect with Theriault. Theriault, the point man on this. Tucker, Theriault. Moving it around. Good, real good ball movement here by the St. Albert power play. There's a shot looking for the top corner. That one's just going to miss. Cross crease again. Lots of chances, but good work there by the SWAT defense to not let any of those chances turn into a scoring opportunity.
Well, you and I are very familiar with the Rush doing those broadcasts. The play that St. Albert just ran there is a play that the Rush used on the power play, where they send the crease guys up and pick each shooter and leaves the middle of the floor open for a straight-on shot.
So with under a minute left to go here in this 2-2 tie here on a lovely Sunday afternoon in Saskatoon, the SWAT now just looking to kill some more time. You mentioned the Rush. People watching from home that are used to the NLL broadcast, the shot clock doesn't run when the team shorthanded has the ball.
And you know what? In my opinion, and I've said this for a few years, I think that should change. I like the idea of the shot clock running when you are short. There's a lot of times, there's a lot of injuries that actually happen when you get guys doubled in the corner, and you know, it makes the game a little bit faster also.
Well, and especially too, Casey, when you're looking at, you know, you're trying to prepare guys for the National Lacrosse League. There's a last-second shot with the goalie out. It's going to be turned aside by Seth Belrose. So after 20 minutes, it's 2 for the SWAT, 2 for the St. Albert Miners. Casey, a quick thought before we throw it to break here about that first period.
Well, you know, it's two teams that are coming out that have a lot to work on, John. Honestly, there's a lot. It's only the second game of the season. If you're St. Albert, you got to be pretty pleased coming out and being tied after one period, after losing by 10 goals last night. Obviously, if I'm the SWAT, and I've been in that dressing room so many times where on the Sunday, it does come out flat. As much as you can emphasize it, sometimes it just happens. And so if you're the SWAT, it's time to wake up.
We'll be right back. You're watching Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League action on Shaw TV. Saskatchewan SWAT, St. Albert Miners after 20 minutes, all tied up at 2 apiece. All tied up at 2 apiece. John Fraser, Casey Guerin with you. Casey, what really impressed you? We've had a moment to digest the first period. You know, you said there were some things for both teams to work on, but who really stood out to you from a player perspective here after the first?
Well, St. Albert, of course, offensively, led by Kyle Twinka, with the only 2 goals for St. Albert here. So obviously for the SWAT, you got to look at that and lock down a little bit. But again, St. Albert is doing a good job finding the open guy. They're swinging the ball side to side because the SWAT are not tight enough on the off-ball side. They need to, yes, sure, you have to support the ball if necessary, but they have to be aware of their guy and not give them too much time and space to let one rip from outside. Casey
Guerin, the coach, what would have been your message to the SWAT as they come out of the dressing room here for the second period?
Other than wake up. No, for me, they got to take care of the ball better. Okay, their offense works when they're moving.
their off-ball side, they have the tendency of ball watching. The other thing, John, that we didn't touch on, and one thing that bothers me, because we always talk about guys getting off the floor, getting the defense on the floor. There's a difference between that and your offense running off the floor with 10 seconds left on the clock. You know, you have to still commit to your offense and run sets. You can't be coming off the floor and leaving only 3 of your guys on the floor to run an offense with 10 seconds.
So the teams have switched ends. St. Albert, the Miners, in their black road unis with the red and white trim. The SWAT in their home whites with the steel-like shoulder pads and the Saskatchewan flag there. So here comes the SWAT on offense. We're back to 5-on-5 lacrosse. Zach Gould. He's going to go back across far side, cutting back into the middle here, back to the near side. That bounce pass intended for Arliss McCloy. That one just missed him. Ball bounces dangerously, but is picked up from betwixt the pantaloons by Bryce Sherman.
And that's one thing that I'm just talking about right there. They have to take care of the ball better. There's a lot of times where they're swinging the ball from the righties to the lefties or vice versa, and it's an easy pass, and they're just straight up throwing it away. So you have to take care of the ball better.
They're going to give that ball to the Saskatchewan SWAT, I believe on a crease violation, and here comes the SWAT offense, tied 2-2 here. 14-4 winners last night, but St. Albert with a much better performance early on in this one. Colin Bergloff, he's going to come in and take a shot. That's stopped by the goaltender, Seth Belrose. Belrose now, he's going to wait, juggle it a little bit, goes back to the near side. Jacob Mamchur, he's going to go back up top. Here comes the Miners offense. That's led by Tyler Marilis. Goes back to the near side, Kyle Zwinka. He's got both goals here for St. Albert on the afternoon. Back to the near side for Tucker. Tucker, he's forced outside. Only 3 seconds left on the clock. Long pass far side. Zwinka, low shot, and right as the buzzer goes, he's just going to misfire on that one.
Well, we just talked about it. You got to start keying in on this guy, right? He looks to be the majority of their offense, and there he gets the opportunity to ISO towards the end of the shot clock.
Over the far side comes the SWAT offense now after the shot clock violation. Hoping to break this 2-2 tie in front of a good home crowd here on a beautiful Sunday in Saskatoon. Spin move into the middle, and that's going to be turned aside there. Kalen Curry with the best chance for the SWAT so far here in the second period, but that is turned aside by Seth Belrose. Miners offense going to work. Far side, Logan Brubaker. He's going to make a move after the pass. Cutting into the middle, he was open for a second. Back to work on the outside. Good job forcing him outside. That's Carson Terrio. Comes in, takes a low shot. That's going to just miss and bounce out of play. So SWAT ball near half. Gould now. He's got a man open, and just for a second, Quinn Ingalls just missed that pass. Bailey Moore is going to pick it up after the loose ball and again push it in transition. Coming in, there's a shot. Great job getting back by Jared Steyer, as that looked to be a grade A opportunity for Kai Bailey.
Well, not many guys in the league are going to outrun Jared Steyer. That kid's got wheels.
Far side, Brandon Griffiths. Griffiths now, he's going to stop up, looking for a man in the middle. Again, unable to get anything working in the middle. That St. Albert defense has been fantastic, led by their captain, Logan Brubaker. Now to the outside, loose ball near half. Taking a slight slip was Liam Dybel. Losing that battle, picks up the loose ball. And just waiting for the call. Casey, did you catch that one?
Yeah, I think there wasn't supposed to be a reset there, and there was. So that'll turn over to St. Albert.
So that is on shot clock operator and our good friend Tanner Fetch, so we can sewer him a little bit on that one. We told him, we warned him pregame. He's going to hear about it on this broadcast only because we love him. Back to the far side, moving into the middle is the 2-goal scorer, Kyle Zwinka. His shot partially blocked. There's a low shot. Those ones are always so tough to stop. We are going to have a penalty here coming up to the Saskatchewan SWAT. I believe a high stick is going to be the call, so a stick up into somebody's grill. Heading to the box is going to be Wyatt Hawks. He's going to serve 2 or less, so St. Albert 0 for 1 on the power play so far this afternoon. Carson Terrio, he'll start things up. And Casey mentioned, watch for a lot of plays here, kind of like the Saskatchewan rush. Looking to find that man in the middle. Tucker was open for a minute, trying to crash down low. Terrio now, back over to Tucker. Tucker, he's got a little bit of time and space to shoot, and a good save there by the goaltender, Lane Harushka.
Oh, and that was the same play, John. That's the same one that we were talking about.
And meanwhile, trying to pick it up all in one shot and go behind the back was Braylon Frenette. Ball bounces out of his stick, though, and St. Albert with another chance here. 1:28 left to go, power play, just nearing the 5-minute mark of the second period in a 2-2 game. Up top there, Carson Theriault. Theriault now distributing. Theriault back to the 2-goal scorer, Zwinka. Zwinka now with a chance back to Theriault. Got some ball movement. Theriault's shot is just going to go high. He kind of misfires on that one. And we'll be down to a minute left here in the power play for St. Albert. Bad pass there, Casey. The coach and you starting to take over. I'm starting to see some slams on the broadcast booth here. You're starting to take out your rage, buddy.
You know, it's this arena, I tell you. It brings it out in me.
Casey,
too many games coached in this arena, John.
You and I have been friends a long while, and you just got to make sure not to go to coach mode with a mic on. I've heard you a couple times. There's the hat-trick goal. Kyle Zwinka goes short side of the power play. He's got 3. Again, Casey, kind of giving him way more time and space than a guy with that kind of shot and that kind of offensive skill should probably have.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, let's be honest here, John. St. Albert doesn't have all the weapons in the world, right? There's a couple guys here and there. Zwinka is obviously one of the guys. So you have to start focusing on him.
3-2, the St. Albert Miners, they lead. Face-off 1, bit of a scramble draw. Hawks got it off the start. Loose ball is going to be picked up there by Steyer, the speedster. Kyle Zwinka with the 3rd goal. Carson Theriault with the other assist. In close there, Ethan Kennedy is going to be turned aside with the right hand of Seth Belrose. Belrose, as Kennedy tried to go short side, turning him aside, bouncing that one harmlessly. Back to the near side now, Logan Brubaker. He picks up another loose ball. He's going to go for a run, pushing it in transition against St. Albert. Brubaker now all the way down the floor into SWAT offensive territory. Goes back up top for the Coriston. Back up top. There's a good shot there, Marcus Needham. And that one's going to bounce all the way down the floor, just over half, but they do get the reset as that went off the goaltender, Harushka. Good battle there, far side. Good pressure there by the SWAT defense. And now the Miners get it back to work on offense. McCorriston, he's going to step in, makes a couple of moves. Good turnover force there. That's Bryce Dueck creating that loose ball and then going for a little wrestling match, or at least making some dinner plans down to the corner. SWAT now going back to work. Back up top there is going to be Brandon Griffiths. And we've got a late call here behind the play for interference. And Bryce Dueck is going to give him, he's going to serve 2 or less for interference, all coming from that little wrestling match down in the SWAT end.
Well, one of the, you know, we talk about some penalties being good and some being bad. That's a long way from your net, and you've got the ball. Take an interference penalty as a coach, pretty unacceptable.
So after scoring on their last power play, Carson Theriault starts it up again. Tucker now, back to Theriault. Far side, Kyle Zwinka. He's got all 3 St. Albert goals so far this afternoon. Theriault, Zwinka. Zwinka's low shot turned aside there by the goaltender, Harushka. Good stop there, but St. Albert will get the ball back as that went off the goaltender and out of play. Carter McCorriston, near side corner. Goes up top, Harrison Tucker. Tucker and Theriault working into that right-hand side. Back to Zwinka. Zwinka now. Theriault, Tucker. Back up top, Theriault. His shot, that one's going to catch a body and changing directions as Lane Harushka had to be sharp. But on the loose ball is the Miners. Good shot there, Theriault. Better save, popping that one up and directly into the beer gardens behind the SWAT net.
And I think if you're coaching the SWAT defense here, it's pretty obvious what the Miners are looking to do. They're running the same play every time, getting the crease guys up to pick both the shooters to give a free shot at the top of the floor. Every time, every power play they've run.
Carter McCorriston, back up top, Theriault. Theriault winds, fires. That shot goes just high and will roll all the way into St. Albert territory. The goaltender, Belrose, has to come out, and ooh, little bit of a dangerous play, Casey. That one tightens the body up a little bit.
Maybe use a wooden stick, I don't know.
Free coaching advice for the St. Albert Miners, courtesy Casey Guerin. Now over to the far side. Here comes the SWAT penalty kill, looking to kill some time. Again, remember, the shot clock doesn't run. As we hear from public address announcer and SWAT media guru Brad Kraft, who's telling us that St. Albert has completely changed their defensive game plan from last night. They didn't really push things today. Pushing things this afternoon is working for them to the tune of a 3-2 lead here in the second period. Liam Dybel now. He's going to just kill some time here for the SWAT penalty kill. No pressure right now, though, as St. Albert seems content to let this go back to 5-on-5. Over to the far side, Gould. Gould now. He'll back up because of pressure there. That coming from Bryce Sherman.
And you know what, John, that's what I'm talking about with the game slowing down a little bit. If there's 20 seconds left in penalty.
There's a shot in tight. Ethan Kennedy sneaks it by. Goes off the leg of Seth Belrose, rolls into the goal. And it's a tie game again here in the second period. But Casey, it was almost like that slowing down of the game lulled St. Albert into a bit of a nap there, and they let Kennedy get in unmarked.
Yeah, and it can happen. As I say, there's situations in the game where you can have, 20, 30 seconds left in a power play, or left in a short man as your team has the ball shorthanded, and everybody just stops. Both teams are willing to just let that penalty run out. That's why I prefer the 30-minute run.
Ethan Kennedy from Liam Dybel. And also Zach Gould on that one, so it's back to even. 11:30 left to go here in the second period. Back to the near side. Down low, Carter McCorriston. McCorriston, he's going to go work it up top. Terrio now. He's going to go back far side for Needham. Needham is going to move for a couple seconds, pass it back across Terrio. Back down low, McCorriston. McCorriston shot, that's going to go high and wide. Should mention, too, a big congrats, Ethan Kennedy, on his first goal at the junior A level. Yes, cool moment here for the young man.
He's an AP, and you always remember your first goal at this kind of level.
In tight there, Gould. He's going to be turned aside with the right kneecap of Seth Belrose. Casey, do you remember your first goal at the junior A level?
I do. I remember everyone because I didn't have many.
Well, I was a goalie, so I certainly don't have any of those memories. Just a lot of really, really sore collarbones. Back to the far side, Zwinka. Goes up top, Terrio. Terrio back down low, near side, Tucker. Finds the man, back door, and there's a save with the noodle. Lane Harushka stops that one with the bucket. He shakes that one off. Now pushing in transition. Here comes Jaden Fraser. Fraser goes down low. Can't connect there with his man, and if I get Jaden Fraser's name wrong at any point, Casey, you're allowed to kick me right in the shins. No relation, though. It's far better at lacrosse than I ever was, I can tell you that already. Back to the near side, far side, pardon me, Carson Terrio. Terrio, he's got a couple assists on the afternoon. He's going to go back down low for the captain, Brubaker. He's going to get pushed back outside, Jared Steyer forcing that. Good ball moving here by the Miners. 3-3. Under the halfway mark now of this lacrosse game. Back up top, Terrio. He goes back over to the far side. Can't connect there with Logan Blythe. He's going to bounce harmlessly out of play. Shot after the shot clock goes off the rear end of one of the SWAT players. And now the SWAT offense with a chance to take the lead. They have not had the lead for the entire game today. Tied 3-3 right now. They've been battling from behind. Zach Gould. Gould's going to go back to the far side. Sharp near side pass that's going to bounce out of the reach of the intended target and into the net of Seth Belrose. Belrose now will start it off. Another good pass. Casey, you might hate the plastic stick, but so far Belrose is making some pretty good dishes with it.
Well, and at the other end, so is Srushka with his wooden stick.
Team wooden stick.
Yeah.
Casey Garrett.
You know where I stand.
He's never been known to be not opinionated, Casey. Back to the near side is Carson Terrio.
If I was unopinionated, you wouldn't have me up here.
That's true. Bryce Sherman, he was looking for his man, and a good defensive play there. Preston Watke stapling his man to the ground and avoiding the interference call. Long bomb pass there, Parker Mikulishin. He's going to pick it up. Mikulishin in transition. Short change now for both teams as the offense is basically set up in the opposing territory. Far side now. Back over to Kennedy. Kennedy just scored his first junior A goal. Back up top there. That's going to be Quinn Ingles. Ingles dishes Gould. There's a low shot turned aside there by the goaltender, Seth Belrose. And again, looking to push it in transition as the pace is definitely picked up for both teams here in the second period. Nearing the 8-minute mark. Zwinka. He's got a hat trick. All 3 goals for St. Albert. Back down low, finds his man, standing his ground. Lane Harushka with a good stop. And then paying the price for being in that tight was a St. Albert player. In transition now, here comes the SWAT, fake shot! And that one's gonna just miss and bounce out of play. Couldn't quite get it on net. I like the double head fake, but just misfiring there on the breakaway. Marcus Needham now just over half for St. Albert. Now Zwinka setting things up. Back to Terrio. Terrio and Zwinka. That's who the offense runs through here for St. Albert. Zwinka now. Back to the near side for Tucker. He's going to be under a ton of pressure here. Finally, the ball pops out. His stick pops out. And going for a run here. And we've got a penalty coming up here to the St. Albert Miners. SWAT now sending Harushka to the bench for the 6-on-5. Calming things down now to get a playoff here. They've got about 20 seconds left in the shot clock and net empty. Moving around, Bergloff moving it into the middle. Gould now trying to find his man. Kennedy, a good shot there, looking for the top right-hand corner, but a good save there. Seth Belrose up to the task, and we're going to have the SWAT go into their first power play of the afternoon.
Yeah, you know, just getting back to Fournette's breakaway there, something that we've talked about in this organization for, you know, upwards of 3 years since I've been around is there's so much athleticism and speed on the back end. They have to really focus and really work on practice in their finishing abilities, because, you know, if you can't finish it, then, you know, you have to be able to finish that every once in a while, and it gives a big spark for the offense.
Low shot there, Quinn Ingalls. Loose ball picked up there by St. Albert, and here comes the pressure from Saskatchewan. Steepling him into the corner, still surviving is Brubaker. Impressive job there to hold on to that one, and he's just going to launch it all the way down the floor. But with that, the penalty killer's unable to get a change, and the SWAT hoping to take advantage. 3-3's the score. SWAT back to work on offense. Gould, he stops up. He's going to pass back to the near side. Up top again is Gould. Short little pass and a goal! Liam Dowell! 4-3 for the first time today, Casey. The SWAT have the lead.
Well, and of course, that's our first power play too. And Dybel, the last couple of years, he's really been coming on. He's one of those guys that the last few years struggled with confidence at time. He has to believe in himself, and when he does, and he actually lets that shot rip, he's a good offensive player.
So Liam Dybel with the goal, assist to Zach Gould and Quinn Ingalls. So the SWAT now leading for the first time this afternoon, and it's taken them until the 6:26 mark of the second period to do so. Face-off won there by Hawks, but picked up the loose ball grab by the St. Albert Miners. Back into the corner now, Quinn Ingalls. Ingalls will walk it out. Waiting for things to get set up. Goes back up top. SWAT moving the ball around now. Looking to drive it in. Good move there. In towards the goal. A shot and goal! Individual effort. Colin Bergloff. And it's back-to-back SWAT goals. 5-3 the score.
John, everything I just said about Dybel, double it right there for Bergloff. Look at these. He's got a big body. When he uses that to his advantage and makes up his mind to go to the net and not just, you know, half-ass it, you know, actually make up your mind, go to the net, and he's got a good shot too, and he'll score a lot of goals when he starts believing in himself too.
Well, he used that big body and he shook off a ton of pressure, goes in and scores. So now the SWAT with a 5-3 lead. Kellen Curry with the assist and Quinn Ingalls with another assist. So he's got apples on back-to-back goals. St. Albert now looking to stop the bleeding. 5:50 left. Far side now is going to be Bailey Morris. Looking for Marcus Needham. Long bounce pass for Needham will elude him and will go back and into the net of Seth Belrose. And he's going to go in and out of the crease, meaning it's going to be SWAT ball.
It's looking to me like St. Albert needs to just slow it down a little bit here. They're looking a little bit flustered in the last 3-4 minutes.
Zach Gould now. The SWAT starting to establish dominance here. Gould's cutting to the middle. Back over far side. Near side. There's a good high shot and a good save there. Seth Belrose. The shot out of the stick of Quinn Ingalls. Picking it up now. Logan Simon. He's going to go for a run, but he's going to have the loose ball forced there by Ingalls. Bounces all the way near half, and the SWAT pick it up. That's Zach Gould. Gould now is going to bounce back up over the red line here. Gordie Howe, Kinsman Arena. Goes back down low near side. Brandon Griffiths. Griffiths now alone and goes off the crossbar. Griffiths had an opening, saw it, took advantage, and puts it off the iron.
I think he was a little surprised that opening was there. You know, being a left-hand shot, that's not exactly where you plan on going to the net from. But he found that he saw the lane and took it.
It's like the parting of the Red Sea there for a minute, Garen.
Yes, sir.
We got a broken stick on the floor here.
Actually, parting of the Black and Red Sea.
Ah, yes, I like it.
See what I did there?
I see exactly what you did there. And that's why we do pro. Back to the near side, Harless McLeod. He's got a goal. Kennedy, he's also got a goal. He's looking for his man in the middle. That ball's going to bounce up and out of play. So a fresh reset here for St. Albert. And Casey, you said it. They just need to calm things down here. If the SWAT have gone back to back to back on the goals, little 3-goal run here in the second period.
Well, another thing to think of too is if they don't use the timeout this period, they lose it anyway. So, you know, might be a time to settle it down a bit.
Great play there by the SWAT. Here comes the pressure again. Wyatt Hawks, he's going to dish off for Quinn Ingalls. This SWAT defense, it's night and day so far in this period compared to the first, Casey.
Well, it is, and again, St. Albert aren't doing them any favors by putting together a very good set so far either.
Over to the far side, the loose ball, good scoop there by Bergloff. Bergloff back aside to Ingalls. Ingalls now on the near side. Looking for the low submarine shot. Kennedy, rebound, and popping up the left arm at the last second with Seth Belrose.
Yeah, okay, that's going to be a penalty.
And that is a late hit. Bailey Moores took all of that there, Casey. You called it. You knew that was going to be a penalty as we watched that on the arm of Marcus Fisher almost instantly.
Yeah, it was kind of into the boards there, and he didn't have it. That's a good call. What I was going to say on that previous offensive set, Quinn Ingalls is one of those guys. He's come on really strong the last couple of years. He's got a ton of talent, student of the game. But what I'd like to see him do is wait for that pick to set. He's moving towards the middle of the floor before the pick is set. He's not using it properly. If you just have a little bit more patience, he's going to open up a lot more floor for himself.
So it's a 2 minutes for interference going to be the call. St. Albert's got one power play goal here on the afternoon, hoping to make it 2. Liam Dybel is going to serve 2 minutes for interference. 3:52 left to go, so unless St. Albert scores, they're going to spend the last little few moments here basically all on the power play. Up top is Terrio. He goes over to the far side. Zwinka and Terrio. You know they want to get Zwinka open. He's got all their goals so far this afternoon. Terrio. Zwinka's low shot. He's got 4. Young man's having himself a game, and St. Albert cuts the lead to 1.
Well, at this point, you know, and they're running the same play all the time. And that one was kind of a decoy because they went to Zwinka for that shot over there. I might just cut him right off. Let them go 4-on-3 on you and totally just cut off 16 and let them, if they're going to beat you, make somebody else beat you.
Kind of like the Raptors keep trying to do with LeBron, but not exactly working for them.
Yeah. All right, so easier said than done.
It gets loud in here again. I love the atmosphere at Gordie Howe Kingston Arena. You gotta come check this place out. Admission, nice and affordable for the whole family. Bring him down. Best concession in any rink I've ever been to in my life.
It's better than most restaurants.
It is. And there's another goal! Zach Gould brings the lead back to 2. Nice little bit of ball movement there on the left-hand side of the goaltender. Couple crisp passes. Next thing you know, it's under the right arm of the goaltender, Belrose.
You know, and that's you know, a few in a row here from this left-hand side. Who again, we talked about them coming up the last couple of years. Zach Gould's one of those guys too. There's a lot of talent on that side, and they start believing in what they're doing and start running offense with motion and getting each other open and working that way. They're going to be successful.
6-4 again, the SWAT lead. Face-off violation called on the SWAT, one of the few face-off losses they've had now. Jacob Mamcher is going to start things up here for St. Albert. The Miners keep just hanging around. They had the lead for most of this one now. Cut it back to within 1 before that goal. Made another 2-goal lead. Marcus Needham now. Terrio, he goes back down low. Terrio looking to generate some space. Goes to his man. There's a low shot off a shin pad. Logan Blyes. And that's going to go off the leg. In alone, Mike Estra. He's got a chance and a great save. Seth Belrose pops the left arm up, puts that one into the corner. And here come the Miners.
And that's, you know, again, we just talked about the SWAT in their transition, being able to gain those opportunities, quite a few of them in the game, but it doesn't look like there's much of a plan in tight. You have to have a plan going in.
It's almost like they get surprised when they get those breakaways.
Yeah, well, that's what practice is for.
Now we're going to have another power play here for the St. Albert Miners. We have a delayed call in the arm of referee Marcus Fisher. A behind-the-back shot from in tight from Harrison Tucker. We've got another holding call here to Saskatchewan. So with 2:12 left to go, St. Albert 2 power play goals here on the afternoon. They're going to have a chance to get a third one here.
And again, no matter how you want to run your short man here, I think what you have to do, pretty obviously, is cut off 16 at that right shooter position.
So moving around, waiting to see what the SWAT are going to do. Same setup here. Terrio shoots and scores through a screen. Goes low, goes right at pantaloon level. And it's going to be a 6-5 lead now for the SWAT. The Miners power play, Casey, different look. They were almost shading over a little bit to Kyle Zwinka, and instead taking advantage of that Carson Terrio.
Yeah, and you know, with the SWAT, we've talked about this for a couple years now, is when we play teams 5-on-5, we're pretty confident in our abilities and what we can do. It's when you start going to the box, changing the momentum, giving these guys the ability to shoot from the top of the floor and pick their spots. That's how you let a team that's below you into a game.
So Kai Bailey off the faceoff, 6-5 now. The Miners trying to square this one back up. Their offense getting set up now. Tucker goes back down low. That's where he connects there with Terrio. Terrio, the latest goal scorer, goes to the far side for the captain, Brubaker. Instead, that's going to pop out. There's a hard shot. Brubaker, and a good save there by Lane Harushka. Harushka now decides to go the short pass route. Thought about going long there for a second. You could see it in his eyes. Back down low. SWAT offense getting things set up. Brandon Griffiths now. He's going to go in tight, low shot there. Good save there. Seth Belrose with the shin pad off of Liam Dybel. Dybel now picks it back up, far side, looking into the middle. Kennedy, his shot partially blocked. That'll float over the goal of St. Albert. And the Miners able to pick up the loose ball. Going to go for a run here. Jacob Mamchuk. He'll turn back around. Holds things up. The last minute of play now here in the second period. Terrio, the latest goal scorer. He's going to go back down low. He connects there with McCorston. He's hanging around. He's looking to shoot, loading up for the big shot. Finds his man in the middle, Schmerman. That's going to back out to Carson Terrio after a good shot block there. And shot clock violation on St. Albert. So the SWAT going back to work. Game clock and the shot clock don't quite line up here, so Harushka is going to stay in the goal unless they can get a reset. Near side there, that pass intended for Ingalls. That one's going to be missed. Ingalls, he gets stapled into the corner. Good battle there in the corner. A couple of bodies moving around. Ingalls holds on to it. He's going to drive towards the goal. Instead, go backs up top. Big shot there. Colin Bergloff gets exactly what the SWAT need. They get the reset, the timeout. Casey, you'd have to assume that the goaltender Harushka is going to come out for the 6-on-5 here. One play, 12 seconds left, fresh 30.
100%. You nailed it, Johnny. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Once in a while, I can do it.
Yep, that's what will happen. Wait till about 6-7 seconds, depending on the play you've lined up and what you want to do. The one thing that sometimes at this level, you know, we get a little bit spoiled at pro when everything is just executed right perfect. It's sometimes easy for kids at this level to start the play too early and then see a shot that might be open, and then you kind of get burned. So you have to commit to the time that you want to start the play out.
Well, I remember in a handful of games that I worked while you were still coaching last year, that's exactly what happened and led to a couple of goals against. I know I'm bringing back terrible memories from my good friend Casey here standing to my right.
Hey, that's probably why I'm not coaching anymore. That's why I'm up here with you.
We called you a jack of all trades off the top of the broadcast. That's just because you can't stick around long enough. So here comes the SWAT offense. They're going to go 6-on-5 with a 6-5 lead, 13.7 seconds left. And they're going to start down low on the near side there, Liam Dybel. Dybel's going to start it up. Dybel, far side. Casey, you mentioned, there's a veteran guy. He's going to have a little bit of patience here. They start running the play. Net empty, 6-on-5. Nice little bit of ball movement there by the lefties. Back in tight, looking for their man. And that one's going to be partially blocked. And a good heads-up play there by Bergloff right at the end, trying to put it into the feet. Knew he didn't have any time left, hoping for a good bounce, maybe off of the plastic stick.
Yeah, and it's not a bad idea, too. They started Quinn Ingles at the top, you know, way outside the play, so it's on him. He starts the clock. You know, whenever he starts coming into play, everybody knows that. It's not a bad way of doing it, really. It's good. It's a good timer.
So after 40 minutes, the SWAT 6, St. Albert 5. We'll take a break. Third period action coming up next, live on Shaw TV. Kinsman Arena, Jaden Fraser, Casey Garrett with you here as we come to the final 20 minutes betwixt the St. Albert Miners and the Saskatchewan SWAT. After 2, SWAT leads 6-5, and they really turned it around there, Casey.
They did, and I just, you know, before we get into that, I was just going to say, I was sure you were going to say rush at one point. Saskatchewan rush, not SWAT. But good on you, you're a professional. You got it going on.
You do know you've just jinxed me, and a rush is definitely coming out now. There has been several betwixt and pantaloons for those of you playing the John and Casey game at home.
There has. I think if you're the SWAT in the dressing room there, if you stay out of the box, you're fine. The only way you're letting this team back into it, and that's no disrespect to St. Albert, but if you look, I mean, they beat them by 10 goals last night. If you stay out of the box, they won't hurt you.
Casey, if you had a chance to be in that room, is that the only message? Just stay out of the box? Or are you telling the guys to tighten something up?
No, for sure they have to clean it up. They're throwing the ball away without any pressure on them. Like it's unforced errors a lot of the time. And then it's being an offensive guy for me. You have to keep moving on offense. Stick with it. Stop ball watching and get yourself moving.
And here come the SWAT. Going to be led by Arliss McCloy. He's going to come in, take a shot. That was going to bounce out of play, off of a St. Albert player. And back up top now comes the SWAT offense. McCloy. He's going to fake. Comes into the middle. Bergloff shoots and scores! Nice little fake. Bergloff finds some space in the middle. Buries down between the leg and the post.
Well, and that's the thing with box lacrosse, John. You get one step on your defender through the middle, and that's exactly where you want the ball. Get your stick up, and Bergloff did it that time. I mean, you get one step on him. He's a big boy getting through the middle, and that's what you want to do. Make the goalie move side to side by coming through on that side. And nice finish there by Bergloff.
Wyatt Hawks doesn't win that one, but I do believe we're going to have a violation call on St. Albert. That means the SWAT offense gets a chance to go do it all again. Over to the far side. McCloy with the assist on the Bergloff goal. 7-5 the lead here now for the SWAT. Over to far side. That's where Kennedy is. Into the middle. He's going to connect with Gould. Gould, his shot is going to bounce out of harm's way. Ingles is going to pick it up. Ingles is going to go back up top. Haig winding and firing was Curry after the pass from Ingles. There's another shot by Curry. That one off of St. Albert's stick. Surprised they might not have got the reset there. I saw that pretty clearly go off the defender's stick there, Casey.
The shot off the defender's stick?
Yeah.
No problem. That's no reason.
That's why you're up here and I am not on the color commentary. Brain fart for a minute there on that one. Here comes the SWAT. They essentially get themselves a reset by getting this opportunity right back. Driving down in transition, looking to go between the legs was Mark Forster. That one's going to bounce high and out into the beer gardens here at Saskatchewan SWAT games.
The recently expanded beer gardens.
Yeah.
For anybody, it's a nice view from back there. Lots of good times in the beer garden.
And all the proceeds going directly to the lacrosse club. We have a penalty coming up here. It does look like it is going to be against St. Albert. So Casey, you mentioned staying out of the box here for the SWAT. They're going to go back to the power play. They've had some success on their power play, burying on their last opportunity. 2 minutes for a holding of the stick. As you get to watch the signals there from our friend Marcus Fisher, who has definitely bribed us to say nice things about him tonight.
Well, you know, and not because he asked, but I will. You know what you're going to get coming into Saskatoon? He lets you play. I'm actually a little surprised there's been this many penalties. Usually it's a lot. He usually lets it play both ways.
So SWAT offense on the power play. There's Zach Gould going low. Same spot. 8-5. Their first 3-goal lead and their second power play goal. Casey, you stressed the importance of staying out of the box there. And there it is. That's why you don't leave open shots.
Yeah, and Zach Gould, when he gets that low to high shot going on, and I say this all the time doing the rush games, if you can place your shot from low to high, the goalie is always reading that as going low to low. So he always goes down. And when Gouldy gets that shot going, he buries more often than not, and it's pretty.
Wyatt Hawks now with another draw win. He's been extremely impressive there, but the loose ball picked up. Some good effort there by Kyle Zwinka, who's got 4 goals for the Miners tonight. Takes a couple of hits here, and here comes the St. Albert offense, now trailing by 3 for the first time. A much better effort so far to St. Albert, who were beaten 14-4 last night. Far side now, back near side is Needham. Needham goes back across. His pass intended for Carson Theriault. It's going to go in and out of his stick. Pass there back from Marcus Needham. Broken up. Here come the SWAT. SWAT offense now starting to really click here in the second and the third. Ethan Kennedy, who scored his first career Junior A goal one period ago. He's got it over on the far side. Pressure there by Bailey Morris. Morris hits the turf. Pardon me, hits the concrete. So used to saying turf, should be saying concrete on this one. It's a lot harder fall, and they're going to call that an off-ball foul. And here come the Prince Albert, or pardon me, St. Albert Miners. Hey, I may not have said rush. Apparently they're now from Prince Albert. Carson Tucker now up top, back to the near side. That's where you're going to find Kyle Zwinka. Zwinka, he takes a shot there, turned aside there by Lane Harushka. Harushka's really seemed to calm down since the second period here, Casey.
He is, but you know, in that first period, the first few goals that the Miners scored, you know, not really his fault. Yes, he was fighting it a little bit, but the SWAT were letting guys in behind them, and you can't expect your goaltender to make all the saves on top of the doorstep.
Kalen Curry picked that up right in front of the St. Albert Miners bench. Back in tight, down low, and there's a good shot there from Arliss McCloy. Loose ball now once again picked up. SWAT with a second chance. Only 2 guys out there, though, as the shot clock was winding down, on a great play there by McCloy to get the reset and the subsequent loose ball. Back down low, near side. Marching it into the middle. There's a good shot there, but that's going to bounce up and out of play. Kalen Curry with that shot. 16 minutes left to go in this game. Tucker now picks it up near his own bench. Long pass there, kind of slips out of his stick, but he still completes it. Over to the far side is Theriault. Carson Theriault. Waiting for the rest of his mates to join him. Goes back down low. McCorriston, his long pass over for Logan Brubaker. That's broken up by the SWAT. Wyatt Hawks, he's going to go for a run. And there again is Carter McCorriston. McCorriston, long pass. Man alone in front. There's a shot. Great save. Harushka turns that one aside, pops it right back out. Here comes the SWAT transition. Far side, Forster. He sees the 4 defenders there, and he's going to just dish it to the rest of the offense. Kennedy down, over to the far side. Kennedy's going to stop up. Looking for a man to get it back to. That's where he connects there with McCloy. McCloy's got one on the afternoon. SWAT offense now, a little bit of a different look as they move it around. There's a shot there through a couple of screens there. Curry looking for his first. Good pass, quick stick there, turned aside. Belrose, Griffiths with the attempt.
You know, we talked about the SWAT and what they want to do on offense and get the picks coming and get that offense moving in motion. But again, there's guys not waiting for the pick to come, and they're not using it, so the guy may as well not even set it. You got to wait for the pick to come. It doesn't have to be 100 miles an hour, but it has to be set and timed properly.
The pass there for Theriault is going to pop in and out of his stick. Picked up there by Levi Tapisum. And now going for a run there is going to be Parker Mikulishin. Mikulishin now turns back. He's going to dish there to Zach Gould. Gould now going to toss it back up for Quinn Ingles. Ingles, far side, looking for the man in the middle, connects, and there's a good save there. Seth Belrose turns that one aside. Ingles now drives, shoots. That one squeaks through, but not into the net. And Seth Belrose got 98% of it, that one, and that was just enough. Miners now going back to work on offense here. They trail by 3 in a game that the SWAT have really turned it on. It's about the halfway point of this contest. Carson Theriault. He's got 1 of the 5 goals to the man that has 4 of them, Kyle Zwinka. Zwinka now, shot clock winding down, nobody to go to. Gonna go back down low, Marcus Needham. Needham now winds, fires, that one turned aside. The English is gonna keep it near the crease there, picked up Lane Harushka. Harushka, 16-year-old starting goaltender here for the SWAT this afternoon. He's going to dish to Jared Steyer. Steyer, Ethan Kennedy. Kennedy takes a little bit of a love tap as he goes across the floor. Back to Kalen Curry. Curry now rolls it along the floor. Arliss McCloy. McCloy back down low far side. That's going to be Kennedy. Up top, Bergloff, his low shot's going to bounce wide. Picks up his own loose ball. He's going to get it to Gould. Gould's shot just as time expired. Just misses there. SWAT now, Casey, it seems like they're getting a ton of second chance attempts here, picking up their own loose balls on the offensive side.
Yeah, well, and that time with Bergloff, sometimes the message to him is look to shoot first. Don't look to always pass it. He's got to use that big body, take that ball to the net, especially late in the shot clock.
Great save there, Harushka. St. Albert player in alone, makes a couple of moves there, and Harushka up to the task. Mikulishin now, he's going to stand, wind fire. And it looks like we're going to have a penalty for too many men here to St. Albert. And after that great save by Harushka, mass confusion.
Well, and you know, we talked about the speed and athleticism of the SWAT transition, how that's one of the strengths on this team. And that's the kind of pressure you can put on. If you move the ball up, instead of just running to center and then looking for guys to come on the floor, put the pressure back on St. Albert. Push the ball up the floor. If you have to turn back at that point, fine. But you can force mistakes like they did that time.
SWAT have goals in the last two power plays. Make it 3! That's Zach Gould! Save spot. He buries 9-5. The SWAT lead at home.
And we just talked about his last power play goal. When he gets that underhand working, he can really hit his spots. If he starts locking that in this year, he's going to have a big one.
So Gould had a hat trick last night, having himself another big game, a couple of power play markers. Back-to-back here in the third period. Both almost carbon copies of each other, Casey. Gets open and lets that low to high shot go.
Yeah, that one was a little bit lower than that first one, but when he can start picking his spots with that underhand, and that was a guy who loved the underhand. That was like my go-to, and I believe in it because it's an angle the goaltender doesn't see. You know, imagine a sidewinder in baseball. It's just the release angle changes the things up for the goalie. He doesn't read it as well.
Well, it's so hard to read, too, because as you've mentioned before, I can tell you as a goalie, either a guy's going low to low, you got to defend the bottom of the net, or he does that low to high, as you mentioned. You always recommend your guys shoot there. There's so many options. When it's coming from up top, you know where it's going. It's going in a downward motion towards some part of your goal. We're able to take that angle away. That's that low shot. You're right, Casey. You don't know what's going on with it. So 12:07 left to go in this one. SWAT, 4-goal lead now. They've really turned it on here. A couple of power play goals. Over to the far side, Quinn Ingles. Ingles looking back. That ball's just going to miss. And it's going to be picked up there by Bergloff. Bergloff dumps it down low, comes off for a change. And we are going to have another penalty here to St. Albert, as cutting through the middle was Ingles. He was taken down on the name bar. They're going to call it a tripping call there. Jacob Manchur. And I don't think the St. Albert bench is too thrilled with that call by Marcus Fisher.
Well, they're not, and I think because they thought it was going to be a 4-minute check-in from behind. Yeah. And he just got teed up there.
So we're going to have extra penalty there after a tripping call. Also going to add a 2-minute unsportsman and a 10-minute misconduct. So we've seen the last of Jacob Manchur for the afternoon here for the St. Albert Miners, as he's going to head back to the dressing room there with only 11:44 left in this contest, and he's just picked up 14 minutes in penalties. So the SWATs, they've got 2 power play goals already in this period. Looking to make it 3. Setting up around the outside. Ingles going to bounce that one in, but here comes St. Albert. Good chance here, shorthanded. Bryce Sherman. Sherman comes in, shoots and scores! Great individual effort by Bryce Sherman. And he's keeping that ball. You'd have to assume it's got to be his first career goal.
You would have to. He looks jacked up right now, Johnny. And you know what? It wasn't a bad goal either.
It was a pretty one.
Short-handed, takes the ball, gets a step on the man, and he's got some wheels, man. He came in, and the other thing, the SWAT defender, he's running with him. He didn't overcommit on him, which is exactly how you want to play it. And he comes in, tucks it in, and then beats Harushka for what appears to be his first goal.
Bryce Sherman, that is a great goal by him. That is one, you said, Casey, you're always going to remember your first goal at this level.
Right, yeah.
And that's a memorable one right there. So short-handed marker.
Yeah, I don't know if I was as jacked up as he was on that one. But good for him.
I love the move. Grab the ball. He knew it was his first the whole way along. I love seeing guys with that kind of joy when they score. Unless they're scoring on me back in the day. Moving around the top. SWAT power play for another minute 20. In tight there. Good shot, Liam Dybel. I believe he might have spiked that one. No, they're going to say that went off the goaltender.
No, off the defender.
So here we go. Just trying to sort out the penalty situation as well, as the SWAT should be on a double minor power play with the extra sportsmanlike call. Power play goes back to work, moving around the outside. Nice little behind the back pass. We got a penalty on the arm here as well.
Yeah, I believe it was a 10-minute misconduct was the extra.
I think I heard Fisher say 2 and 10.
Right, but that would mean the 10 doesn't make me shorthanded.
No, but he had a 10, a 2 for unsportsman and the original 2, I believe.
I think it was just a 2 and a 10.
Just the 2 and the 10? So we have another unsportsman now, Ty Bailey. As you can sense the frustration starting to come from that St. Albert bench,
yeah,
just seething.
What I'd like to see here is the SWAT to go 4-on-3. Leave a guy at, okay, all right. Never mind, it's still 5-on-4, I guess.
It was just a 10 minutes to Kai Bailey.
Okay.
So Bailey went to the box for 10.
Okay.
SWAT power play again, the underhand shot there from Gould that you and I are both huge fans of. But this time the goaltender, Belrose, able to come up with a big stop. Back cross near side. That's where Dybel's going to pick it up. Dybel goes in tight there, looking to connect with McCloy. He's got a goal. He's tripped up, but managed to get the pass back up to his fellow teammate. Move around. SWAT now, McCloy. He's going to take a shot. That one's going to just miss, looking to go short side. The St. Albert Miners going to take it out. Seth Belrose now, the goaltender.
And that's a power play that we've used quite a bit. It's very simple. The top guy goes, picks a shooter, and then the ball comes around to the other shooter around top for a shot.
And coming in short-handed, a pair of shorties this one, Carson Terrio. And the SWAT power play that had been so good, Casey, since the halfway mark, giving up a pair of short-handed goals there, and all of a sudden their 4-goal lead has evaporated to just 2.
It's one of the more frustrating things when you give a ball away on the power play, and then you give such great opportunities in transition the other way. It's a real killer. It's a momentum shifter.
So after the goal by Terrio, another face-off win there by Wyatt Hawks. So Terrio with the goal, assist to Bryce Sherman. Belrose, the goaltender, with a second assist there. Casey, we've been praising his game, his ability to push the ball. There's a big shot there into the stick. Colin Bergloff turned aside now as this game, the intensity's picking back up. The Miners looked a little out of it there when they were down by 4, but 2 shorties, and all of a sudden they're right back into this one.
Well, you have to give them credit because, right, with 2 shorties, you claw yourself right back into this lacrosse game.
Terrio now, he's got short-handed goal just moments ago. He's now some good pressure there by Parker Michalishin. His shot, and that's going to be partially blocked. Lots of good contact there. Is unhappy was Mark Forrester. He got taken down there by Terrio, gave him an extra little shove, and they're letting the boys play. Running it back up the floor here. Here comes the SWAT. Back to 5-on-5. They'll set up. Now it's about as much as killing the clock as getting some good chances. Dybel trying to connect there.
Lacrosse is too high-scoring game. You have to keep the pedal on the floor here. You can't start playing a conservative game. That's when you start, you give up a couple, then it's tied. Then you just can't flick the switch back on. You have to keep playing your game.
Well, it almost looks like, Casey, that last offensive set, there's just no real push to it. They kind of slowed things down, looking like they're killing time. Love to see him get some energy here. But right now, it is the Miners coming up with it. It's going to be Marcus Needham. Needham, he's going to go back up top. Tucker, low shot. That one, good save there by Harushka. And pushing it up the floor, Wyatt Hawks is going to pick it up. Hawks now. He's going to go back, Ethan Kennedy. Kennedy marches into Miners territory. Goes back for Dybel. Dybel now moving things around. Back to the near side. There's a shot, pardon me, a pass up in front there, looking for Kennedy. Kennedy couldn't catch it, and back to work. Here comes the Miners. All the momentum right now. Under 8 minutes ago, they trail by 2. Back-to-back goals, both short-handed. 5-on-5 play here. Terrio. Terrio's going to go one-on-one. Shakes and bakes a little bit. Back to the near side. Cal Zawinka. Zawinka gets it to Needham. Needham looking back to the far side. Moving things around. No look pass back to Needham. Can't hang on to it there. The SWAT catch a break as Preston Watke forces the loose ball. Going for a bit of a run now is Mark Forster. Goes back up top. Goes deep now as the SWAT offense comes back onto the floor. Quinn Ingles. Ingles working on the far side with McCloy. Back up top there, Curry. Curry's pass coming into the middle. Good save there. Seth Belrose with his feet. That's a tough one to stop.
And that's what I like to see from Colin Bergloff. When he uses his body and decides to get in that middle of the floor, there's not many guys going to stop him. If he can start burying it on the run, he's going to turn into a great player.
Back to the far side. McCloy comes in, shoots and scores! Arliss McCloy, big goal for the Saskatchewan SWAT. Kills the momentum and puts them back up by 3, Casey.
Well, you just said it. Because you give up 2 shorties, all of a sudden that momentum's on the other side, and then you have a couple bad offensive sets. Some bad thoughts start creeping in your head there. You know, you think maybe it's starting to get away from you. You get one back like that, that's a big goal from the
SWAT now right back into this one, reestablishing their 3-goal lead. Looks like the energy's back on that bench down to our broadcast left. Gonna roll it down, Ethan Kennedy now. Another great face-off win. How good has Wyatt Hawks been in the face-offs there, Casey?
Well, he has been good, and it's a big part of the game, too.
Coming in again, another shot there. Bergloff, this time turned aside by the goaltender, Belrose.
But, you know, almost just as important is the other 4 guys on the floor and their ability to pick up 50-50 goals.
Pass down low, that one intended for Logan Blyes. Blyes now near the SWAT bench. In a battle, a couple of defenders. That one going to be scooped up. And we have a penalty coming up here. High sticking call, one of those automatic calls. So this one is far from over yet. As the Miners in their deadly power play going to go back to work here with 6:11 left. They trail by 3 goals. And it looks like they're going to go, pardon me, just a water break for the goaltender. Belrose down to my right. Look for a minute, Casey, like they were going to leave Belrose on the bench. Instead, they go 5-on-4 now. Setting things up. That pass broken up. Great play, Jared Steyer. You mentioned it, Casey. Nobody's going to outrun him. He managed, honestly, Terrio had about 3 steps on him, and Steyer blew right by him.
He's one of those guys that's come a long way, too. Makes a lot of good plays, and when he just continues to make the right decision when he gets the ball, then he's a really good player for this team.
Nice submarine shot by Kyle Zawinka. And that one's going to go off the back glass and out of play. So the SWAT, with 90 seconds left to kill here in the man advantage. Little miscommunication. Got to figure out who's going to pick up the ball here and try to fight this one off. Liam Dybel, first one. He's got it. Looking to kill a little bit of time. One-on-one there with Connor McDougall. McDougall, he's all over Dybel, staples him, can't force the loose ball though. Dybel running across the line. He's going to get it back there for Gould. Gould is hanging on. Casey, I'm surprised there's not more doubles here from the Miners.
There is, but it wears you right out too. And the one thing that I've always taught the SWAT here is move the ball a couple times, then come get a change. Keep the defense on the floor, but you stay fresh. So change, move the ball, keep your feet moving. This is tiring on both sides, believe me, it really is.
Zach Gould.
See, Zach Gould should change right now.
And that's exactly what he's doing, Casey. It's like you've coached this team or something. Coming on now for Gould is Griffiths. As the penalty kill continues. Great penalty kill. This is textbook at this level so far for the SWAT. Killed a full minute off there, but 1 loose ball, 1 missed pass. And now St. Albert is going to have 21 seconds of man advantage time to work with. Carson Terrio. They trail by 3 goals here in the dying minutes of this contest. Terrio back to the near side. Kyle Zawinka. Zawinka now Back up top, Terria. Bounces it back far side. Good arm save there by the goaltender, Lane Harushka. That one, Harrison Tucker with a good shot. Up top is Braylon Frenette. Frenette bounces it back there for Arlis McCloy. 4:03 left to go. SWAT lead by 3. McCloy now finds in the middle behind the back. Good save there. Seth Belrose standing his ground, taking that one right off the chest protector.
I really like to see Bergloff when he's cutting through that middle. Again, we talk about his big body. When he gets through the middle,
there's a good shot.
that's when he's at his best.
Carter McCorriston. A little bit of a scramble play here. Good work by the SWAT defense. Now going to go for a run. Jaden Fraser going for a run. Nobody there. Shoots and scores! Jaden Fraser's going to put this one to bed. It's a 4-goal lead with 3:32 left to go.
Well, it's a nice goal there, but really bad decision there by Bryce Sherman, as he was the only guy back there, and he came off for a change, giving Fraser a breakaway. All he had to do was go back there, and the chances are Fraser pulls that goal. That's a really bad decision.
And it leads to a 4-goal lead, the first 4-goal lead we've had this afternoon. And the SWAT starting to establish dominance in this one. Jared Steyer picking up the loose ball after the faceoff win. Quinn Ingles. He's had a much quieter afternoon than he had last night. He's still been very effective. The SWAT offense has looked very good. Arlis McCloy cutting into the middle. There's a man open for a second. Was Liam Dybel. Dybel couldn't convert there. I think he just missed. I don't know if Belrose was able to get a piece of that. Shot's going to roll back. In a race for it now. Over on that far side. Winning the race, Troy Needham. Needham into the corner. Couple of SWAT players. Parker Mikulishin comes out with it. Running down time on their own shot clock, though, here. Only about 10 left to go. Needham's not going to touch it over to the far side.
You know, John, Mikulishin, I see some potential in him, but he's got to slow it down a little bit. He's racing a little bit. He's just got to let the game come to him. You know, play fast but not quick, if that makes sense.
It does. There's a shot there again, getting to Kyle Zwinka. Zwinka shot turned aside. SWAT pick up the loose ball. SWAT seem to be picking up a lot more of the loose balls here, second and third, Casey.
That's, you know, it's something that you have to take pride in as a team. If you can out loose ball a team and outwork a team, that's when you're going to win the majority of the games. And that's, you know, getting back to the face-offs like you talked about. That draw team, always important. You always want to get that first draw after a goal in the start of period.
Moving back into the middle. That pass is going to bounce around in Miners territory. Under 2 minutes left to go here. We're going to have a timeout here by the Miners. Casey, if this is you, your team down by 4 with 1:52 left to go in the third. What's the message here in the timeout?
Well, we're going 6-on-5 right away. And I always call it a conservative 6-on-5. Yes, it's 4 goals, it's 2 minutes. But what you don't want to do is take a shot and have your right-hand shots, given that they're closest to the bench here, not reacting back. You have to have one guy designated coming back to the bench because you don't want to give up a freebie on an empty net. But you got to go 6-on-5 here. You got to push the play and try to get yourself back in this game with 2 minutes left.
1:53 left on the clock. The score 11 for the SWAT, 7 for the St. Albert Miners. Casey, the SWAT really turned it on. It seemed like at about the halfway mark of the second period. What's the number one thing you've noticed in them? It seems like, to me, I've just noticed their energy level's been a lot higher from the second on.
Yeah, you know, again, we talked about it. It's a little easy to come out on the Sunday against a team that you just beaten up pretty good the night before and come out. The thing that you have to talk about all the time, especially at this level, but even, you know, you look at the NLL and it happens all the time too. Teams talking about playing a full 60 minutes, okay? The offense has looked better, especially the lefties. Guys like Dybel and Gould and Bergloff, these guys when they start making the decision to get through the middle with their sticks up, when guys like Ingles and them have the ball on the right side, they're creating space, and that's where they're getting opportunities. And then again, obviously, you have to start staying out of the box because no matter who you are, you're going to give up power play goals.
So much like you predicted, Casey, 6-on-5. Carter McCorriston is going to be the first one to touch the ball here for St. Albert. Moving around up top, McCorriston. He's going to back up, looking for the play, getting their man open, that being Kyle Zawinka, but a great defensive pickup there by the SWAT.
And it's very predictable there, John, because they go with the same play that they run on their 5-on-4 power play. And this time they have 16 Zinka coming around the top for that shot, and that's exactly who you want to shoot at.
Back to the near side, Zawinka. 4 goals so far this afternoon. Moving around, Terrio, he's got a pair. Good save there by the goaltender, Harushka. Harushka now thought about going for all of it for a moment. Instead makes the smart decision. Mike Eskra is going to pick it up. Goaltender back in now for St. Albert with 1:15 left to go. SWAT now pushing it down the floor. Far side. Back to the near side. That's where we're going to find Zach Gould. His shot is going to go behind the goal. Looks like it might have been the goaltender, Belrose, for a minute. And we have 1 minute left to go here after the shot clock violation. Miners down 4. Need a monumental comeback here. Terrio up top, McCorriston. McCorriston back down low. McCorriston up top again. Looking now to his right-hand side. Fakes that one. Lots of bodies in front. SWAT keeping everything to the outside. In tight, great save! Harushka popping up the shoulder, and absolute larceny on Logan Brubaker. Might have been his best save of the night. He's had some good ones so far, Casey.
And there's Zawinka standing all alone. I'd cut him right off. Make this a 5-on-4.
Moving around, the SWAT gonna pick this one up. We have a timeout now with just 10 seconds left. So you got to think this is going to be a matter of icing it here for the SWAT.
It is. You take the ball behind your net, you get in trouble, let her go down the floor.
Good feeling, though, starting off the weekend with, or the season, with a pair of weekend wins, Casey.
These are the first 2 games in the RMLL Junior A season, and John, you and I talked about it a little bit in the opening. It's really the cream of the crop are these 2 Calgary teams. You look at the Mounties, you look at the Raiders, they've got player development going on, and that's the major difference that I see between Edmonton and Calgary a little bit, is that they've got guys giving back there that have NLL experience, and these are teams, the Mounties and the Raiders, who are competing at Minto Cups these last couple of years. And to be mentioned too is the Minto Cup is in Calgary this year. So 2 of these 5 RMLL teams will be represented there. So it could be the year of Alberta to really bust through and take a Minto home.
So with 10 seconds left to go. Picking it up. Got to think they're just going to run this one out. No funny stuff, though. Like the effort play there by St. Albert's Troy Needham. They're going to run it down. You're going to hear the sticks thump. Just fire it down, and now we got a little bit of shenanigans in there instantly. It's Needham against basically the entire SWAT team. As the officials come out on the floor, they're going to break this one up. The teams will shake hands, but you can make the final SWAT 11. St. Albert Miners 7. Casey Guerin, some final thoughts here as we watch the 2 teams shake hands and make pleasantries here.
Well, again, if you're at the SWAT, there's a lot to take away here. There's a lot of improvements, but if you were perfect right now, then there's not much room to grow. So there's a lot of things that they all have to look at, look back on some tape and improve. For St. Albert, look, you had a better outing today, obviously, than you did yesterday. For them, you know, it's about improving too. The point is, at this point of the season, just keep getting better, keep working towards playoffs, and hopefully you put it together by that point.
And Casey, for anybody that may have been watching this broadcast, what's your message to people to bring them down to this rink? Because honestly, if you're looking for your lacrosse fix all summer, you can't beat this.
Oh man, especially, you know, with how well Saskatchewan is taken to the rush, and that's so incredible. You and I are in awe in that booth sometimes.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? And if you love lacrosse, this is the top league in Canada. You know, this is what lacrosse is in the summer. Every single member of the Saskatchewan Rush and every other team in the NLL, they played in this league, whether it be Ontario, Alberta, the RMLL here, or BC. So this is where it gets started. This is the cream of the crop for this age. And it's good lacrosse, and come on down. We talked about the concession.
It's the best.
But again, and you know, really, anybody who hasn't been down to watch the SWAT, please come on down. You'll like it, I promise.
For Casey Garrett, our entire awesome Shaw TV crew, thanks again for joining us. My name is Jaden Fraser, wishing you all a good day.